Plus, it covers such a huge range of subjects that I don't care what you go on to major in here, you'll be able to use Academic Search Complete and find material. So it's a really nice general purpose database to be aware of. So once I'm in here, again, I can do something like our GIS or Graphic Information Systems search. Same search I typed in Science Daily. And then I can thumb through these results. And you can tell it on the left-hand side some things that might be helpful. I can tell it I only want full text. For this application paper, I don't have a problem with that. For other kinds of research, I would tell you don't do that. But here, you really just got to find one article that looks good to you and then write about it, right? So I don't have an issue with you, and that does make it easier. Then you're not looking at anything that you can't get immediately online. So you can go ahead and click that full text box if you want to. The other thing you might want to do in another context, for another class, your teacher says, you've got to use scholarly journals, I don't want any of that magazine stuff. You can tell the database, I can only use scholarly journals, and the database will take care of that for you. It'll filter out everything that your teacher doesn't want you to use. So that's a really useful thing. You know, this is what I'm talking about, efficiency. Every time you've got to go through a list and you've got to filter in your own head, I can use this one, I can't use that one, you're wasting your own time if you can actually get the computer to do it for you. Okay? So it's just a great way to speed up your research a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and tell it full text and scholarly. You could probably do a limiter of dates on this too. You can make it real recent if you wanted to. And so I've narrowed down my results. Actually, I had 22,000. I've still got 9,000. It's too many to look at, but I've narrowed it down quite a bit. Okay, so that's good. And you guys can see where the full text links are. Just click on those full text links and go directly to the complete text of the article. Okay? All right. Well, let's see. How long have I been talking? About 20 minutes. So this is about as long as I wanted to go. I'm going to hop back to your guide just really quickly and show you one more thing. Actually, two more things. First is that there is a link here to more databases from the Geographic Information Science guide that we do. It's specifically specialized to Geographic Information Science. So how many of you guys are considering majoring in GIS? Okay, you need to know about this page because this is where all of the databases are going to be brought together that are going to help you when you go on to do your upper level research in GIS. For those of you who are going to major in other things, like do I have business majors in here? Or maybe some other kinds of sciences, maybe engineering majors. There's an engineering guide, there's a business guide. You need to know about those guides. But as you can see in here, there's background information, how to find books, how to find articles. So this would be where you would want to go to find more application articles that you could use. You could come to this list and play around with some of these other databases besides just Academic Search Complete. Okay? So if the things I provided for you on your course guide aren't enough, this would be the place I would go next. And probably wouldn't go to Engineering Village unless you really are serious or into the engineering side. Science Direct and Web of Science are both really simple to use, and they've got tons of full text content. So that's probably where I would go. Okay? The last thing I wanted to point out, if you have not ever taken advantage of the services at the Writing Center, even though I know these are short little papers, if you feel at all concerned about your writing for these or you think you might need some assistance with citations, I have a link here to the Writing Center homepage. They have a new thing for making appointments online. Now you can go in and make an appointment through their website and then go over and visit with a writing person and work on your papers or work on your bibliographies. So I wanted it to be convenient for you to get to the Writing Center from here in case you needed that. Have anybody here ever visited the Writing Center before? Okay, yeah, they're pretty cool over there. In general, they're real helpful. They really want you to succeed, just like everybody in the library. But the number one thing for all of us, and that includes Jason, is that we want you to do really well in your class. And so that's why I'm here helping you out with your papers. That's why the Writing Center people are there. And that's why everybody's over in the library too, to answer your questions when you have questions. And speaking of questions, does anybody have anything they want to